Hello and welcome to TI Tips. Today we're going to be talking about how to build residual plots in your TI 83 or 84 calculators. And I'm going to be showing you how to do this with this TI Smart View on the screen. Now, if you don't know how to use lists, build scatter plots, or do regression, I recommend going back and watching those videos before you watch this one. But if you do, let's jump in. So I already have some data that I've entered into my lists in my calculator. So age and height of people. So if I go to the stat and edit menu, you can see my list 1 is ages, my list 2 is height. So I want to first get a regression equation, build a scatter plot, and then get a regression equation for it. So for your scatter plot, we're just going and turning plot 1 on. And I'm going to go through this quickly because you should already know how to do this. List 1, list 2 are the defaults. I can go to the graph, but it's not going to display it, so I do my zoom 9 to get my picture formatted. So you have a scatter plot. Then you want to match a regression equation to it. So again, you go to your stat menu, you go over to calc. Maybe I'm interested in linear regression. Doesn't always have to be linear, it could be whatever you want. So I'm going to do that, and because I want to graph it on top of my scatter plot, I am going to store the regression equation as y is equal to 1. And I am going to calculate this, and it's going to come up with my regression equation. And now y is equal to 1 has been stored as that equation. So when I go over to the graph, I can see my regression equation and how that looks compared to my scatter points of the scatter plot. And it looks pretty good, so I might be interested in building a residual plot now. To do that, you first need to calculate all your residuals. You do not want to calculate them by hand. That's a lot of work, and your calculator will do it for you really quickly. To do that, we're going to go into our list menu and edit. And up over list 3, I'm going to insert something. So I'm going to hit second and insert, and it's going to insert a whole new column. And I'm going to name this column residual. To do that, I'm going to go to the list menu. So right above the stat button, I'm going to hit second in the list, and then stat to bring it to list. And the 7th option down here is RESID, residual. I'm going to enter. So now I'm going to name this new column residual. I'm going to enter. And it calculates all the residuals for you by doing this. So it knows that you've stored this regression equation and knows to calculate it for you. And this is great. So now that we have our residuals, we're going to go up to stat plot again. So I'm going to hit second, y equals to get to stat plot. And plot 1 is where I made my scatter plot. So plot 2 is where I'm going to make my residual plot. So I'm going to turn it on. Residual plots are just really a special type of scatter plot. Our residual plots keep the same x values, but the y values are what we make our residual. So instead of having list 2 here, I need to turn this into resid, that resid tab. So I'm going to hit second, go back to list over here, and again, scroll down to residual and hit enter. So now it knows to make the y coordinates of all these points residual values. And before I go to graph, I'm going to go back to y is equal to, because I don't want it to overlap with my original scatter plot, and I don't want that equation to be displayed on top of my residual plot. So I'm going to hit enter there just so they're not displayed. And now I'm going to hit graph, but you won't see anything because you haven't formatted yet. So you need to go to zoom 9 because that's going to format it to what you have. And now we can see our residual plot. And there's not too much of a pattern here, and it actually is getting better the farther along, so it's an okay plot. But this is how we can make a residual plot quickly and easily in our TI 83 and 84 calculators. I hope you found this video helpful. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and check out the links below, and have an awesome day.